Hi everyone, yes, we are live. All right, so just give me a moment, let people join in, and we are just going to get this meetup started immediately. Okay, all right, so we're going to get started soon. All right, it's 5 p.m. on the dot. Hi everyone, Son Gafia is my name, and it's my pleasure and honor to welcome you to another meetup. So today we'll be looking at WooCommerce blocks. You get to learn about what they are and how to use them to build custom uh, e-commerce site. That's custom online stores. So this meetup was scheduled for 5 p.m. and it's exactly 5 p.m. So before we get started, you are going to do me a favor. You're going to leave a comment so I can know that you can see me and you can hear me. So how's my audio on your hand and how's the video on your hand? Can you see me and can you hear me? So please just leave me a comment letting me know that you can see me and can hear me so we can get this meetup started. And if you don't know what WooCommerce is, not to worry, I'm going to run through all that so you get to learn what WooCommerce is and you get to learn what WooCommerce blocks are and how you can use them to build custom online stores. All right, so your comment, I'm just waiting for your feedback. Give me that, and we are just going to dive in and get this meetup started. All right, so I'm waiting to see a comment. I've not seen any comment on my hand. I've seen a couple of people have joined in. Hi everyone, can you hear me? Can you see me? Please leave a comment. Let me know you can hear and see me, so I can get this meetup started. This is for you, and if you can't hear me or see me, it's needless. So I need to know that you can hear and you can see me for us to get started. All right, thank you, Willie, with the sound of Good Life Media. Willie says he can hear me loud and clear. All right, so I need other feedback. Can you hear me? Thank you, Willie, for that. All right, can you hear me? Can you see me? So from Willie's location, he can hear me and he can see me. So how about the rest of you? Can you hear me? Can you see me? All right, so if you're joining in, this is an official WooCommerce meetup. And if you don't know what WooCommerce is the world's most popular, uh, the world's number one e-commerce platform. So what WooCommerce exists for is basically for building online stores. So WooCommerce is an e-commerce platform for building online stores and any e-commerce platform that you can think of. And today's meetup will be taking a look at WooCommerce blogs. I know that most of you don't know what that is, and if you stay with me in a few minutes, you get to learn about what they are. So officially, this event is being streamed live to the WordPress Nigeria community Facebook group, but I also took the initiative of streaming this to my personal Facebook profile and my YouTube channel. So also let me know where you're watching from. Are you watching from the WordPress Nigeria community Facebook group? Are you watching from my personal Facebook profile or from my YouTube platform? Let me know. And also let me know that you can see and you can hear me clearly because that's really important. All right. Okay, so while I wait for your feedback, I'm just going to drop a comment to let people know that we've started. I'm just going to send out a broadcast, and in exactly 1 minute, we are just going to get this officially started. All right, so give me a moment to quickly send a broadcast. Okay. Pardon me. Okay. All right. So several people say they can hear and they can see me. That's awesome. All right. So we're just going to dive in and get this started. So I'm just going to. So this is how we're going to do this. We're going to spend 15 minutes on the theory, which is just going to help you understand what WooCommerce is and what WooCommerce blocks are. Once we are done with that, we're just going to dive in to the practical aspect where you're going to learn briefly within 45 minutes how you can build a fully functional online store using WooCommerce. So what I'm going to do is just to share my screen so you'll be able to see my slide. All right, give me a moment to share my screen. I need you to see my slide. Awesome. So you should be able to see my slide. Can you see my slide? Let me know if you can see my slide. Awesome. So I also have people watching from the WordPress Nigeria community group. All right. Awesome. Thank you for that comment. Awesome. I'm hoping you can see my slide. So let me know. Can you see my slide? Okay. All right, so Sondo Cafe is my name, and I wear many hats. For today, I would love to put on the hat of being the community regional mentor Africa for the WooCommerce community. My job with WooCommerce is a really simple one. My role basically involves providing mentorship and guidance for WooCommerce community leaders across Africa. Okay, so today one of the first questions on your mind if you're hearing about WooCommerce for the first time is what is WooCommerce? WooCommerce is actually a flexible open source e-commerce solution built on WordPress. And if you don't know what WordPress is the most is an open source website creation tool. So you can use WordPress to build a website, you can use it to build a blog. So it's the world's most popular content management system. And if you want to define WordPress in short, the summary is that WordPress is an open source content management system. All right. So WooCommerce is built on WordPress, and WordPress already powers more than 30% of the web. So WordPress is a really popular platform, and WooCommerce currently, as at the last time, powers over 28% of all online stores in the world, making it the most popular e-commerce platform globally. All right. So WooCommerce allows anyone to sell anything online. So if you're hoping to sell online, WooCommerce is the quickest way you can get started to sell anything online. And the amazing thing about WooCommerce is that with WooCommerce, there's no limitation. So there's no limit to the number of products you can sell or the type of products you can sell. So with WooCommerce, you can sell digital products, you can sell physical products, and so on. You can even sell subscriptions. So when we talk about selling online and we talk about e-commerce, we're not just talking about buying physical items. It could be digital items like ebooks, it can be music, and then it can be services. You can sell services, you can even sell bookings. Maybe you just want people to be able to uh book you online. Maybe you speak and you want people to be able to book a consultation and so on. So with WooCommerce, there's no limit in the sense of what you can sell and in the sense of the customization of your site, because WooCommerce has tons of extensions that allows you to extend the functionality of your WooCommerce powered site or store. And like I said earlier, WooCommerce is the number one e-commerce platform globally. So you can look that up online. All right. The most interesting thing about WooCommerce for me is that it has a worldwide community, which is the community, which is, uh, pardon me, WooCommerce has a worldwide community, which I'm actually glad and happy to be a part of. And like I said earlier, I serve as the regional mentor for the WooCommerce community across Africa. All right, so here we are on our topic for today, WooCommerce blocks. So in today's meetup, you'll be learning about WooCommerce blocks, so you'll get to learn what they are and how you can use them. All right, so for the slides, I'm just going to wrap this up briefly so we can get into the practical aspect, because I'm a practical person and that's what I enjoy most. So you get to learn about how you can actually use these WooCommerce blocks to build an online store just getting instead of just hearing about them and not really knowing how to use them. So what's WooCommerce blocks? So WooCommerce blocks uh, were initially introduced in WooCommerce version 3.6. The WooCommerce block are simply a flexible way to display your products on posts and pages, and you have to be using the new WordPress editor known as Gutenberg to be able to use WooCommerce blocks. So WooCommerce blocks are actually available in the new WordPress Gutenberg Block Editor. WooCommerce blocks offer a range of blocks you can use to build and customize your site. And in a few minutes, we'll get to play around with these blocks and you get to see exactly how they work. Alright, so here are some of the things you can do with WooCommerce blocks. So one, you can build a custom shop page. So WooCommerce blocks allows you to basically unlock your creativity and build a custom shop page. So they are blocked for you can use to display all the products on your shop. So imagine that you just drag and drop a block. A block is like a widget. If you're familiar with widget, that's the another explanation I can use. So imagine that you just drag and drop it somewhere, and all the products on your site just gets pulled up. And and the good thing about blocks is that once you're on any blog, you see styling options that you can use to style uh, your blog. So with the WooCommerce products blog, once you drag in and drop, all your products pull in, and then you have options on the sidebar that you can use to style how you want it to appear. So aside from the all products blog, there's a filter products by attribute blog. So there's a products attribute blog you can use. There's also products price block, which allows you to filter your products by the price. There's also active products filter, and there are also blocks that allows you to showcase your products, which basically gives you grids, allows you to present your products in grid. So you could present your product by the tag, and you can also feature some products. You can also showcase handpicked products. You can also showcase your best-selling products. Probably you want to showcase your best-selling products on your own page. So if people visit your store, they'll see what people are buying most. With WooCommerce blocks, you can see that. You can do that. And like I said, very soon, we're going to get to the practical aspect, and you're going to get to see how this really works. All right. So there's also a product by category blocks, which allows you to showcase products from specific category. And the way it works is you just drop the block, and then you just select the categories you like to showcase products from. It's super amazing. And there's newest products block, which allows you to show the newest products on your store. All right, and then there's on sale products block. That is basically that maybe you're running a promotion, so that blocks basically show items that you are promoting at the moment. So there are also products by attribute block, so which allows you to show products by the products attributes. And there are top rated products block, which allows you to showcase the top rated products on your online store. All right, we also have blogs that allow visitors to explore your products. And what these blogs do is let you show all product categories as a list or drop down, and they allow you to visually highlight a product category and encourage prompt action. They also allow you to add a search box to allow customers to search for products they're interested in by the product keywords. Not to worry, we're going to get into the practical aspect of this soon, and you get to experience how this really works. Okay, so some of these include the product category list block and the featured category block, and lastly the product search block. All right, so Sondu Cafe is my name, and this is the channels you can reach me on. My username on Twitter and Instagram is at Sukafia, and you can always shoot me at an email using email at sondukafia.com. And if you visit my website, you learn more about me. And not to worry, we are actually just getting started. This is just the end of the slide. So what we will be doing next is diving into our site dashboard and then taking a look at how these blocks actually work. Now, before we get in, I need to also be sure that you can still hear me and you are following. So go ahead and send in your comments while I just go ahead and move into our dashboard. So what we are going to do is set up a site, and then you're just going to see how these blocks work. So I'm just going to load up a site now that we'll be using for this meetup. Alright, so I'm going to share my screen again so you can follow all the process. Alright, you should be able to see my screen again, and that's the default WordPress login screen. So I'm going to quickly log into the site I'll be using for today's demo. And you can see right here that there is nothing on this site. So basically all I did here was just to install WordPress. If you don't know how to install WordPress, you probably will want to join our subsequent meetup and you learn how to. But for this, it's assumed that everyone joining knows how to install WordPress, because to use WooCommerce, you have to already be familiar with WordPress, since WooCommerce is actually just a WordPress plugin. Alright, so this is our site. You can see that we have nothing on it, but soon we are just going to turn this to a store. So give me a moment. Alright, so this is it. We are going to go to our list of plugins, and you can see that we currently have no plugin installed. Like I said earlier, WooCommerce is a WordPress plugin, and what it does basically helps it helps you turn your WordPress site to an e-commerce platform. So you could say to an online store or to a full-fledged e-commerce platform. So we're going to go ahead and let me go back to our dashboard, and we are going to install plugins. So to do that, if you don't know how, you just over to plugins, and then you click on add new. And then what you want to do next is simply to search for WooCommerce. So I'm just going to do that search. And once you see WooCommerce here, you just click install now. Give it a few seconds to load. And the next thing you want to do is to click on activate. So let's give it a few seconds to load. So as you can see, it's installing. Then depending on your connectivity, this could take a little while, but normally it doesn't take long. I'm guessing it's because I'm using the same network to stream. Alright, so once you see activate, it means the installation is done. The next thing you want to do after the installation is just to click on activate to activate the WooCommerce plugin. So you can see WooCommerce by automatic, and then once you activate it, it's going to give you the WooCommerce setup wizard screen. So this setup wizard, I actually advise following through it, even though it's not compulsory. So if you don't want to follow the setup wizard, you just click not right now. But this setup wizard actually helps you quickly set up a WooCommerce powered platform. So let's click on yes please, and then we're just going to give WooCommerce some of the details, and it's just going to quickly help us set up our online store. So your address, normally if you're running an e-commerce platform, a store, it means you have to send products to people, except your products are digital products. But most times you have to include an address. This is actually something you can skip, but for me, I'm just going to fill in an address. I'm just going to say somewhere in Nigeria, and then I'm going to type Lagos here, and it's just going to show me Nigeria, Lagos. That's Lagos, Nigeria. And city, I'm going to say Lagos again. Postcode, I'm going to enter the general postcode for Lagos, which should be 10,001, and then I'm going to click on the continue. It asks me if I want to say information with Woo. I'm not taking anything here. I'll just do continue, and it basically just asks what type of store are you trying to build, in which industry does the store operate. So you can just choose what applies to your type of store, or if you don't see something that applies to your type of store here, you can say order. So for this, I'm just going to choose fashion, and then I'm just going to click continue. And then it shows you some suggestions. It asks you, will you be offering downloadable products? Which you, if you're offering downloadable products, you can choose downloads. And it asks you, are you selling subscriptions, membership, bookings, bundles, customized product data? Now, what this does is, uh, WooCommerce from here with this basically just marketing some of their extensions to you. So this is marketing the WooCommerce extension, subscription extension, membership extension, booking extension, bundles extension, and customizable products extension. You don't have to click any of these if you are not. If you don't know what these are, it basically means it doesn't apply to you. So what you want to do next is just to click on the continue button right here. It asks how many products do you want to sell. These are basically just survey for Woo, so you can just say 11 to 100 or whatever applies to you. This is not really important. Like I said earlier, you can always skip it. So I'm just going to choose 11 to 100, and for this, it asks, are you currently selling elsewhere? If you are, you could say yes, or you could just say no if you're not. It's not important. And then it asks you if you want to take advantage of these extensions. Market on Facebook allows you to automatically promote products that are available on your store. You push them to promote them on Facebook, so they just run as Facebook ads. It's like those type of ads that you see that Jumia does, and you see your products on Jumia showing on Facebook, and once you click, it basically just takes you to Jumia to buy those products. That's what this does. This is MailChimp extension. What this does is it allows you to, send email newsletter to people to buy products and so on. And this is Google Ads, which allows you to promote your products as ads on Google. So I don't need any of these extensions since they don't apply to today's meetup. So I'm just going to uncheck them and then click on continue. So I just toggled off all of them, and then I'll just do continue so we can move forward. And then it asks you if you like to select the theme. So you can see right now I'm using the default 2020 theme, but whenever I'm building a WooCommerce powered store, I normally like using storefront. The reason being that is the default WooCommerce theme, and that basically means it's tested with all versions of WooCommerce. So you can rest assured that once you use this, you're not going to run into issues that could arise from poorly coded themes. So I'm just going to go ahead and choose storefront, and it's just going to install the WooCommerce storefront theme for me. So that's just going to take a few seconds, so we're going to allow that to load. Oh, awesome, it's done. And it's just going to take you to the next screen. It says enhance your store with Jetpack and WooCommerce services. Now, if you're living in the States, that means if you're outside the country, if you're living in the US, you want to use WooCommerce services and Jetpack because it's amazing. What that does is it helps with automated sell tags and bring in some store management features and improves your site speed and security. But if you're living in other countries, maybe Nigeria and the rest, I think what you probably need would just be Jetpack. So for this, I'm just going to say no thanks, so we can skip this. All right, and here we are in the back end of our store. All right, so what I'm going to do is go again and refresh, and then you are going to see that there will be a slight difference. So you can see that the layout has changed. That's basically because we changed from the 2020 theme to the WooCommerce storefront theme. So you can see that we now have a shopping cart icon here, a shopping basket icon, and we have some menu items. All right, so next what I want to do is to go to dashboard, and if you just install storefront for the first time and did what we did, you're going to see this option that says design your store, and it says you set up WooCommerce. Now it's time to give it some style. Let's get started by entering the customizer and adding your logo, and then it shows you this option to create a homepage using storefront homepage template and add example product. Now let me quickly wrap up what this means. Now what this menu does is basically just helps you import it helps you import storefront demo content. So once you do this, it's just going to import storefront demo content and demo design. So we are just going to click let's go and give it a few seconds. It's going to load the WordPress customizer, and after that you're going to see that our store is going to start to look different. You've seen it has imported the demo content, and all what we did was to click a button. So once you've made any changes here, all what you need to do is to click publish. So with that button we clicked, it imported this content, but we have to, if you visit our site and you refresh, you will notice that there will be no changes because we've not published. So what we are going to do is to click publish. So it's going to save those changes. And then if we come back to our website and we refresh, you're going to see that it has imported storefront demo content. Now, if this is a real store, what you want to do next is just to customize this. So what do? You just change this background image, you can change this title, or you can remove them if you don't want, and you can change all these, or you just add your own categories and your products, and then you can delete all these, and yours will just appear right here. All right, so we're going to go back to our back end. I'm going to click the X button here, and it's just going to take us back to our back end. And I'm going to click dashboard here, so we'll be on our dashboard. And I want to remember our topic for today is WooCommerce Blocks, so we'll be diving into that. And to amaze you, everything you're seeing here with the storefront team, everything you are seeing here, all the contents are added using blogs. And I'm going to load that page to show you. If you go to pages, we'll actually be able to find the page that is our home page. If you go to pages, you're going to see it right here that this is our home page, and you always, any page that is your home page will always have this indication front page once you are in your pages. That is called home page is not why it's our home page. Our home page can have any name, and once we set it as our home page, you should see here that is our front page. And what we're going to do is to edit this so you can see that this is the page that controls our home page. All right, so this are blogs. So everything you're seeing in here are blogs. And let me explain the amazing thing about blogs. All right, so what are blogs? What am I referring to are blogs? Blogs is the new WordPress. When we talk about blogs now in the WordPress ecosystem, we are talking about the new WordPress editor. So it's called Gutenberg, but at times you hear people refer to it as the blog editor. And that's because every content you're seeing is added using blogs. So this is a blog. So this is the newest product block, which is a WooCommerce block. So all the contents you are seeing here are WooCommerce blocks. But aside from WooCommerce blocks, WordPress also has some general blocks for publishing content with WordPress. But our content for today, but our focus for today rather is on WooCommerce blocks, which are blocks you use when you're creating a WooCommerce powered site. Maybe you're trying to create an online store or any other e-commerce platform. So this is what I'm going to do to show you how simple it is to use these blocks to create a website, just like it's done in the Stormfront team. What we're going to do is that we're going to go new, and then we are going to create a new home page for our website, so you can quickly see how this WooCommerce blocks work. So here's what I'm going to name this. I'm just going to name it our new home page. Actually, whatever you name this doesn't matter. Then this name is just for identification purpose, for you to be able to know the page that you are working with. So I'm just going to name this our new home page. And if you go back here, you notice that every content here was built using blogs. So we are just going to try to quickly recreate this, but we are not going to do exactly this. We'll just add some extra touches to us just to make it look different and unique. So this already I know is the cover blog, but if you're not sure, once you click on any blog, you're going to see some options here at the sidebar. So for instance, if I go back and click on this, you notice that the option here has changed. And if I go back and click on this, you notice that the option at the sidebar, which is the right hand of this screen now, has changed. So what you want to do to follow this is simply to follow my cursor, because whatever I'm talking about will be where my cursor is just going to be. So just please follow me and follow my cursor. Okay, so the first thing here you can see on this page, give me a moment, let me copy this and visit our home page again to hit this explanation. So you can see our home page that we have a banner, and that banner has some text on top. All right, so you can see this banner was created using what we call the cover block, which is actually a WordPress block. So what we are going to do is we are going to go here on our page where we want to use for our new home page, and then we are going to also replicate that. So the first thing we want to do is to add the cover block, which is this. So we are going to go ahead, and to add any block, you see that we have some options here. So you see here we have this plus icon, which is simply we simply loads the block library. Is for you to select a block you want. So we want to click either this plus or this plus. Anyway, you basically see a plus in the block editor. It's basically for you to add a new block. So we are going to click either this or this, and then we are just going to search for the block we want. So you can see that there are tons of blocks, but our focus is on WooCommerce blocks. So we are just going to search for the cover block because we want to create this cover right here, which is simply like a banner. And then we are going to select the cover block. And the next thing we want to do is to upload the image that we want to use as our cover. So I'm going to go and find an image. Okay, I have this image on my, let me see which image I want to use. All right, so I have this image. So I'm just going to use this image as my banner. And let's quickly preview. So we have the preview option here to preview what you're doing. Now, one of the most amazing thing about the block editor, which is the new WordPress editor, is that you can see what you're doing, how it will look like on the editing screen. So as you're editing, you can see how it will look like. And there's also this preview option that allows you to also preview and see how it will look like. So you can decide to preview it on tablet, on mobile, or on desktop. So I'm just going to do preview in a new tab, and then we are going to see exactly what this will look like. All right, so this is what it looks like, but we don't want it this way. We want it to fill up our whole screen just like here. So what we are going to do is to come back to our design, and in the page attributes, which is going to allow us to add styling to this page, and it's going to allow us to control the layout of this page. So we are just going to go to the page attributes, and we are going to choose a page template. So we want a full width template because we want our page width to be full. So we're just going to select the full width template, and then you see that this preview has changed. And if you come and we preview again, you've seen that it has changed to the layout has changed. Now we now have the full width, but our block is still not filled up. So we are just going to click on the block and check the settings to find out why. So once you click on any block, you're going to see two things. First, there are some controls up here just above the block, and then secondly, you see controls on this sidebar. So for this, what we want to do is to make our block full width. So we're just going to select this, which says change alignment. Once you hover, it says change alignment. So we click on it and want to change the alignment of our block to full width. And if we preview again, you're going to see that our block is going to be full width. Awesome. So now we have a full width block, just like we have full width here. Next thing we want to do, we want to add text and to some text. And to style things up, we are going to add buttons to our own, but this doesn't have button. But let's just get a bit creative. So first, we are going to add an heading that says welcome to our store, which we are just going to click the plus again, and we click on the heading block, and we start typing our heading. So we just say welcome to Woo Stores. All right, we want to change this, and then this also gives us option to style this heading. We want to change this to an H1 heading, and we want to change the alignment to center. And this looks too dark, so we're going to come to the right hand of the screen, the sidebar. We click on color settings, and we want to change the text color to, let's see, blue is not nice, let's go with white. All right, I think white looks good. And we want to click on this plus again, and we want to add a paragraph block and just a little description for our store. All right, I didn't make up anything, so I'll have to, all right, so I'll just have to make up something as a type. Ooh, so let's say Woo Store is your one-stop. Let's do this, one-stop shop for men and women. Yes, and accessories. Yeah, I spelled that. Okay, so we're going to align this to center, and the text looks tiny, so we're just going to come here. Like I said, once you're on any block, it's going to show you the settings that apply to that block on the right hand side of the screen. So this font is too tiny, so let's put a custom font. Let's do font size, so we're just going to do 18. Yeah, okay, let's make it 20. Yep, and that looks bigger. And then we're just going to preview again and see how it looks like now. Awesome. It's taking shape gradually. Okay. All right. So that is taking shape gradually. So the next thing we want to do is to add two buttons to this. So before I do that, I'm just going to use the, because I want to have the two buttons side by side. So what I'm going to do is to add a column block, which is going to allow me to put my buttons inside the column. All right. So column also is, you can use it if you're creating a page and you want to control the layout of that page. So I'm going to use a 50-50 column because I want the two columns to have the same size. So let's say 50 by 50, and I'm going to click on this plus in here just to add a block to it. And for this, I'm going to be adding the buttons block. So I'm just going to search for it, buttons, and here it is. And I'm just going to say shop for men, and then I'm going to come to this other one, add a button to it, and then I'm going to say shop for women. All right. I don't like, let's preview. I'm not sure I like the alignment. All right. So that is not properly aligned. So we're going to get back and click on the column here. Click on this to change the alignment. I'm going to align this to the right and click on this and align this to the left so they just come a bit close. And I'm going to change the styling. So I'm just going to just click on the button and change the styling to outline, and I think I want it to have a different color, so I'm just going to change the outline color to white, and I'm going to just preview and see if I love how it looks like. Yeah, I think I like it like this. So I think it looks better, so I'm going to leave it like this. And the next thing I want is to have some products showing below this. Not to worry, as we go on, once we make this our own page, this text, this title and all that are just going to go away. So we'll work on that. All right. So the next thing is we want, when people come to our store, we want them to be able to see the different categories of products we offer. So first, I'm just going to publish this, and then we are going to come back and continue working on this. So I want to show you something. I'm going to go to the dashboard and then basically show you how to create products categories. So if you go to products, you see all products, you can see add new, you see add new, and you see categories. So if you come here, you're going to see all the product categories we have. Now remember, we imported storefront demo content, and that brought in these categories for us. If we wanted to create some categories, we can just enter the name of the categories here. So let's say food, yeah, halal food, and then we can enter a little description for our category, a little description for our category, and then we can set an image like an icon for the category, and then we can just say add new category. And if you come to products here, you're going to see all your products you have on your store, and you can always add a new product by clicking on add new. So you give it a name. Let's say you're selling belt. Okay, let's say headset. So you can say headset. You can just enter a little description for it here, and you come down here. You can put your price. This is the regular price. So let's say it sells for 10K, and you want to do sell maybe like promo price. You can do 8K, and then if you come down, you can enter a short description. So this is the long description. I'm just going to put random text because we don't have time, and then yeah, I'm just going to say short description, and we can add a category, or we can add a product image right here. So this is product image, this is product gallery image. So the product image is the preview, the preview image people are going to see once they are maybe on your own page or on your shop page. The gallery image is once they are on that product itself, the images that swap, that people get to see different images. All right, so this meetup wasn't on WooCommerce basics, but I just wanted to quickly run through that. And I'm going to add this to, I'm going to create a new category and call it electronics. Nope, I'm going to call this gadgets, and then to add new category, and then I'm just going to publish this. Now I'm not going to spend much time on these basics of creating products because this is not what we are looking at today. This was just to help people who don't know. Today's meetup is assumed that you may have known a little basics, but if you don't know basics, don't worry, you can learn that in our next meetup. But what I want you to do is to focus on learning to use these blocks because creating products and creating categories, those are very simple. So just follow us and learn how to create the blocks. All right, so you can see we already have some products that we imported and we have some categories. So we are going to use these products and categories to continue styling our store. So you can see what our store looked like. This is what we did in that few minutes. So what we want to do is to continue this. So you can see that the demo we are trying to recreate, you can see that after this they had some categories and then they showcased some products. So we are going to see how were they able to do this. So let's add uh, some categories. They say shop by category. So we're just going to add her. So first we're going to do add, and then we had an adding block. So we add an adding block, and we're just going to say shop for products by category, and then want this to be in the center. So we're just going to click on the alignment option and then align text center, and we can make this bold if we want just by clicking this B right there, and pardon me, we select all, and then we do bold, and it's going to bold all of it. And then the next thing, we want to add another block, and we want to add the product category block. So you can see products by category. So once we click that, it's going to give us an option to choose the categories we want to showcase. So here in our demo, they showcase accessories, hoodies, t-shirts. So we can also select the categories we would like to showcase. So let's showcase t-shirts. Nope, I'm going to go. Okay, let's select t-shirts, hoodies, and accessories. And then we're going to click on done. And you've seen, even right here in our editor, you can see that it has brought that in, and we've seen exactly how it's going to look like. Okay, and if you look at the sidebar, you can also continue adding other categories you want here. And then this gives us an option. You look at here, they had 3 columns. So this gives us an option to select the number of columns. We can reduce ours to 2 columns, and you can see that it has changed to 2 columns. We can also decide to make ours 4 columns, and you can see that our products are showing in 4 columns. All right, so 4 columns, and we can decide the number of rows. So columns are these, rows are these. So we can decide to say, let's just have 2 rows, and then it's just going to give us just 2 rows of products. So you can see how flexible this is. All right, so we can also do some other customization. We can decide to hide the product title if we want to. Well, there are use cases for that where you don't want to show the product title, and we can also decide to hide the product price, and we can decide to hide rating, and then we can also decide to hide the add to cart button. Imagine how flexible blocks are. With the whole editor, you could not do this easily, but with the new block editor and with WooCommerce Blocks, doing this is so much fun. All right, so we want our add to cart button to be there, so we are just going to click this and have it shown. Okay, so you can see, just like in the demo, we've done our categories, though we decided to use 3 columns. And new hint, these are showing their latest product, so we can also decide to do that. We can scroll down, and we can say we had an heading first, and we say shop our latest product. I'm sure you know this can be any text you choose for it to be. It's basically something that basically to help people know what it is they are seeing. So it can be anything. So I just want to use shop our latest product, and then I'm going to change the alignment by going to here and clicking align text center, click the text, and then I'm just going to do bold because I want to bold this. And if you would like to color this, you can also go to the color settings right here, and you can change the color. Trust me, WordPress and WooCommerce are just so amazing. The level of flexibility you get. So you can see you can just easily come here and you can change the color to whatever you want. You can even enter a custom color. So you can enter a color code here. But let's go and leave this as black. I just wanted to show you how that works. And then we're going to add the latest products block here. So let's search for that. That should be new. So you see newest products. I'm not sure this. Okay, so you just see new and you're going to see newest products, and that's just going to show our newest product. And for you to confirm it's our newest product, you can see this is the headset we recently had it. You can see that it's showing here, but we do not have a product image for it. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to update. Remember, you always have to update to save your changes. And I'm going to quickly grab a photo of an headset and set it there as that product image, because I want our site to look nice and images play a major role. Okay, let me see if there's an headset I like. Okay, this looks good. I think it's trying to take me to where to buy the headset. So headset image. I'm just going to grab one of them. Alright, so I'm going to go with this. Though it looks like it's going to redirect me to a store. Alright, so this is this. I'm going to see how to I'll open the image in a new tab. Great, and I'm just going to save this image. And we're going to jump in and use this. So let's go back to where were we? So we're going to go back to all products, and we're going to find this our headset and just edit it. And we're going to set product image. So I'm going to drag the image of the headset and just drop here. That's how amazing WordPress is. And I'm just going to do set product image, and I'm going to do update. I'm going to WooCommerce settings. There's something I want to do now. I want to change our shop currency to Naira, so it will be something you can relate with. So I'm just going to change. You can see Nigerian Naira is here. So I'm just going to select it and do save changes, and all our stuff is just going to be in Naira now. Alright, so let's preview this again, and there should be some difference. So you can see shop our latest products that our headset now shows, and you can see our product price is now in Naira, which is amazing. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back to here. I want to add another block. I want to add the spacer block, because if you come here, you see that the space, this is just too close. So I want to space this. So I've added the spacer block, but I want it to be after, I want it to be in between our banner and the shop for products by category. So I'm just going to do this. If I click this up arrow, it's just going to move this up. That's just how simple it is. And if we come to the right hand side, we can control the height of our space here. Imagine how amazing, simple, easy, flexible, you know the words. This is just so cool. Alright, so I'm going to just give it, I think 36 pixels should do. So I'm just going to update and refresh this, and it should give us that space we want. Let's see if it's giving us that space. Alright, you can see we have space now, and that looks good. Yeah, that looks good. So I'm just going to space this and this. So I'm going to come here and then add a spacer block, and I'm going to update, go to just going to refresh this, and then you can see we have a good amount of space. If it looks like it's too large, we can always come back and reduce the size of the space. So we can put it at 50 pixels, and that will reduce it. So you can also just make all the space we are putting 50 pixels. So 50 pixels here too. Oops, how did I type 200? That's supposed to be 50. 5 to make that 50. All right. So what again? Okay, so next we are going to see what again will we like to add. All right, so drop your comment. What would you like us to add? Let's work on this together. So let's go back to our demo. What did they have? So they have new in. They ask have we recommend, and then fan favorites and on sale. All right, yes, let's have on sale. On sale are like products you are promoting, products on promotions. Oh, so on sale, what are we going to use as the text? So we're going to add an adding, and then we are going to say our wolf because our people will love our wolf. And then we're going to bold this, and then we add a new block, and then we search for the on sale products block, which is simply promo. So it's going to automatically pick all the products that are on promo, and you can see how we created this. Let me get back to our dashboard, so you can see how you can set a product that is currently on promo. So you can see this. Once you edit a product, you see where you have the regular price, which is your normal price, and this is the sales price, which is like the promo price. So if I change this to 7,000, you're going to see. So sale price has to be lower than the regular price because this is the promo price. So if we update and then we come and then we refresh this page, we're going to say that it's telling us this is normally stuff you see on Jumia and Konga that this is supposed to be 10K, but because it's on sale, it's on promotions, it's 7K. So once this other block, the on sale product block basically shows product that are on promotions. So we can also set the number of products we want. I think we can set the number and the column, so and the row. So we can say we want 3 rows would be too much for us. Okay, we don't even have much, so we are going to say 2, since because we don't have a whole lot of products that are on sale. We just have a few of them, and we can decide to make our columns 4 or 3 or whatever it is we want. Okay, I think this we are going to make our column 4, and then we are going to just make it 1 row. So we're just going to have this row of products and nothing more. And let's see, did they have any other thing interesting here we'd like to copy? Okay, they have best sellers, yeah, which are like trending. So let's go and add that. So we can add a new one that says so we're first adding, we say our home, we can say trending, which is what people are buying most, and we can align this to the center. We can bold this, and so we just say trending products, and then we select all again and bold them all together, and then we can say, right, so what we want to do is to add the best selling products block, which is going to show the top products people are buying on our platform. So it's going to do this automatically. So what the top products people are buying is just going to automatically pull that, and then gives you the option to control how many of them do you want to show and how many columns do you want it to show in. So we're just going to leave this 3, and the rows we're just going to make it 1. So we're just going to make it 1, and you can see this here are some other settings. We can also decide to show best-selling products from a certain category. So let's see if we can see. Okay, so let's show best-selling products from the accessories category. You can see we can choose the categories we want it to show the best-selling products from. So there are a whole lot of options that allows you to control the products to show. All right, so we're going to go back and we're going to preview, so you can see what we've just done. All right, so you see we did shop for products by category, and then I think we made an error. This is supposed to show categories. All right, so we're going to go back and change that to categories. So this is showing products from certain categories, but I think we want something else that shows the category. So let's try adding a new block, categories. So we can do a featured category, or we can also do a product category list. All right, so let's see which one. Let's do this. Let's do a featured category. So let's feature some categories. So let's feature, let's see accessories. So you can see if you preview, this is going to feature accessories. So you see this has featured the accessories category, so people can shop now, and if they click on this, it's going to take them to this accessories category, and then they are going to only see products in accessories. And we can also use, let me show you what they did here. We can also use shortcodes. So you can see this was done using shortcodes. Let me show you what this does. So we can copy and we can add the shortcode block. When you want to use the shortcode, you use the shortcode block. So WooCommerce has tons of shortcodes that helps you style content, but now it also has blocks that allows you to do that in a visual interface. So we place this shortcode. We can say columns. We can say 4, and then if we preview that, you're going to see that that is going to turn to content. So you can see we don't have up to 4 columns. That's why it's not showing up to 4 categories with content. That's why it's showing 3. Or we can also just change this. Oops, pardon me. We set limit. We are limiting it to 3 categories. So let's make it 4 categories. And DSS column 5. We don't want up to 5 columns. You've seen it's skipping space for 5 columns. So what we want to do is to change this to 4 columns, since we basically just have 4 categories. And if we preview that, that should look okay. So you can see the only problem is that this our gadgets category, we did not put any image in it. So what we are going to do is just we're going to find on that edge set image, so we can set it as the featured image for the gadgets category. So everything is just going to look nice. So we are going to upload an image, drag an image and just drop right here, and click use image and just update. Okay, and if we go back, where were we? This is where we are, and we preview this, you're going to see that everything is going to look okay now. So that the idea of WooCommerce blocks is just simply like what you would do with page builders, how you could drag and drop stuff, and then they just make core part of your site and turn to a design. So that's basically what WooCommerce blocks are, but they allow you to build your store using a drag and drop interface. So you basically drag and arrange different blocks, and on the front end, no one is going to know that they are blocks. Block is simply how you create the content, how you do your design, how you do your styling. But on the front end, they're just going to show normally like they would on any website. So that's as far as we can go, and I hope that this has given you an idea of what WooCommerce are and how you can use them. Now, if you want to have more blogs, this is a plugin. WooCommerce Blocks has a plugin. This plugin is where the WooCommerce blocks are being developed, and features are normally tested there in the plugin before they are added to the WooCommerce core. So you can search for WooCommerce blocks here, and then you see the WooCommerce blocks plugin. And if you install this, it's going to also give you. Give me a moment. Did I type that well? WooCO the MMRC. Oops, I searched for WooCommerce plugin and it's giving me WooCommerce plugin. I'm supposed to search for WooCommerce blocks. Pardon me. Blocks with a C. Alright, so you can see the WooCommerce blocks with 200,000 plus installation. So if you install this, this allows you to get the latest blocks that are available, because normally the WooCommerce blocks is something that is new. So normally they are being developed there in WooCommerce blocks, and after they have tested and they're okay with the few features, after a while they now move to put some of them in WooCommerce Core. When we talk about WooCommerce Core, we're talking about the features you get by default when you install WooCommerce. So if you activate this, it's going to also give you some extra blocks and to play around with. All right, so that's as far as we can go today. This is supposed to be wrapped up by 6. I'm just going to take your questions for a few minutes before we wrap it up. But to recap, let me, all right, one more thing. We didn't set this as our homepage, so we are going to go back to WordPress, and we're going to go to settings and reading settings, and we're going to your homepage displays a static page, so we're going to change our homepage here to our new homepage, and then we're going to do save changes. And then if we come back and we go to our homepage, we're going to see we don't have that page title. So this is what our homepage looks like. So the idea about WordPress blocks and WooCommerce blocks is that you can simply do exactly what we did. So yeah, you drag and drop those different blocks, and then you create a full functional website. You don't have to code, and you don't have to start looking around for a theme. So with this, any theme you pick, so you could just pick the default storefront theme, which is absolutely free. You don't have to spend a dime, or you could grab the any of the default WordPress theme, and you just drag and drop these blocks, and you have a full functional website. So basically, there's no limit to what you can do with these blocks. The limit to what you can do with the blogs are basically your own imagination. So you can see what we did in a few minutes. And one of the beauties of your online store is actually the images. So if you put a good image here and you change this to good images, and you use the column block to put your columns how you want it, and then you use the product block to bring in your products, and you have an amazing and a fully functional store. So there's literally no limit to what you can do with this. All right, so I'm just going to stop sharing my screen. Okay, so this is what we've been able to view. So I'm just going to stop sharing my screen, or I'm just going to leave this on here and just take your questions and feedback. So how was that? In we built that in a few minutes. Did you like what you just saw? What did you learn? Do you have any questions? All right, go ahead and shoot. I'd like to take your questions. All right, I'm just going to stop sharing my screen while I wait for your question. I'm sure some of you are typing, so I'm just going to give you a moment to finish typing your question so you can send it in. So do you have a question from what you've learned today so far, from all we've covered? Do you have a question? Let me know if you have a question. I'll be happy to answer your question. Alright, so if you're joining from any other platform other than the WordPress Nigeria Facebook group, you want to make sure that you are on the WordPress Nigeria community Facebook group. So I'm just going to put the instruction on how to get to the group on the bottom of the screen. So if you look at the bottom of the screen, you see the instruction on how to join the WordPress Nigeria community Facebook group. Alright, so if you have any question on today's meetup, please go ahead and ask, and I'll put it on screen and answer your question. I know it could take a little while to type, so I'm just going to hold on for a moment for your question. If there's no question, I'm sure that would be because I was very detailed in my explanation. Okay, so I guess I was crystal clear because there's no question. All right, so a big thanks to everyone who could join in on today's meetup. And if you're not joining us on the WordPress Nigeria community group. So far, you've been joining the WooCommerce meetup. So far, we are doing weekly meetups and we do different meetups. Today meetup was powered by the WooCommerce community, and this was an official WooCommerce meetup, and we're looking at WooCommerce blocks. And within in less than an hour, we're able to use these blocks to build an online store. And I'm sure most people now understand the concept of how this works and will be able to use this in the future. So it's a wrap for today. If you have a question, you can ask the question on the WordPress Nigeria community Facebook group. The instruction on how to join the group as running on the bottom should be running on the bottom part of your screen. What you just have to do is to search for WordPress Nigeria community, and before you request to join, make sure you read the group instruction and fill in the required details, because if you don't do that properly, your request to join the group will not be accepted. All right, so have a great evening, everyone. My name remains Sondo Kafia. Thank you for joining in. Have a great evening and see you in the next meetup. Our next meetup is going to be next Sunday by 5 p.m. And we're looking at it's going to be a WordPress Q&A. So if you have questions or concerns you have about WordPress and you like some clarification, make sure you join in so you can ask your question. I'll be giving you an intro to WordPress for people who are just getting started with WordPress, and you can ask any question about WordPress, whether it's WooCommerce, it's whatever that has to do with any WordPress extension or a WordPress theme, whatever question. Okay. All right, so this is where we call it a day. Thank you for joining and have a great evening. Bye.